The Department of Child Services has finally responded to our questions regarding alleged mistreatment of young teens at Gibault. A worker accused other employees of rough treatment of the children at the Terre Haute agency. Sadie All has been tracking this story for more than 6 months now, and she's right here with an update. Sadie, it's been several months since your initial reports on this down at Gibault.
It has, Tom. It was March when we detailed the allegations of several former Gibault workers. During our months-long investigation, we requested information from the Indiana Department of Child Services. Officials did not respond to our inquiries. In June, we resubmitted our questions, and just this week, we received a reply and learned Gibault is in good standing with the state. Allegations from former Gibault workers prompted our investigation. At the beginning of the year, Nick Salee told me a common practice of staff members is to restrain children when they get out of hand and pose a risk. He complained staffers, even supervisors, would restrain children when it was unnecessary and would do it away from view of security cameras.
In my opinion, the whole institution needs to be looked at and criticized, and changes need to be made.
After I sat down with Salee, other former workers came forward with similar complaints. This is the email response we received from DCS. We were told that complaints against the facility are issued through Child Protective Services and are not available for public review. We learned residential facilities like Gibault are licensed for 4 years. They first receive approval from the Indiana State Department of Health and must submit materials, policies, and procedures, among other approvals for their program. After that, the facility is inspected for sanitation and fire safety. Noel Russell with DCS tells us that Gibault's licenses have been in effect since the department's database was created in 2001, and there's no record of the license ever being revoked. When asked what services the license allows Gibault to provide, Russell responded that the facility has one child caring institution license approved for 84 children and 2 private secure licenses, one approved for 30 children, the other approved for 12. That's the extent of information she gave on their services. I also reached out to Gibault CEO Michelle Madley again today for a follow-up response on the complaint that was filed months ago, and I haven't heard back. And Tom, we were also told that DCS reviews that license each year.
What happens if a complaint is filed? I mean, what is the procedure to do that?
Well, the residential licensing and contract compliance staff work with Child Protective Services to assess abuse and neglect allegations, but because complaints are kept confidential, we don't know if that happened with Nick Salee's complaint.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to find out the facts. All right. Thanks a lot, Sadie.